What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video here today. We're back once again for another league racing video. This time for another new league race. We're here for TTML Division 1 here at Paul Ricard, the French Grand Prix. This is round number 5 of this season actually. Quick explanation behind this before we get rolling. If any of you guys have followed me on Twitter for a little while, you'll know I put a post out just over a month ago now, I think it was, just asking if anyone knew or highly recommended any leagues to join, and a couple of people private messaged me, and in the end I ended up getting a seat in the Alfa Romeo here for TTML. So yeah, pretty excited to see how this is going to go. This is on a Wednesday morning at 7 or 7:30 for me right now. One or the two, I can't actually remember. But anyway, yeah, that's basically the whole explanation behind it. So welcome to the French Grand Prix, guys. We'll head out now for qualifying to get the show on the road. Now, something else I quickly want to talk about. You'll see here as we drive out of the garage, I'm not running the usual camera angles, running something completely different for this car, as you can see there. Now, these are actually the camera settings from one Jano Otmir, who actually runs the Alfa Romeo in, what is it, ORL or something. So, yeah, I decided to use his camera settings from one of his recent videos, as I knew I was going to be driving the Alfa, so thought I'd give it a go, and it actually felt quite nice. So we're going to stick with them. Hopefully they do the trick, and yeah, hopefully it all goes well. But on our very first lap of the session, this was a fairly scruffy one, to be honest. There was lots of mistakes. It was not a tidy lap at all. We crossed the line for a 1:27.729. That's crap, to be honest. We can easily go over half a second faster. We'll cut on now to our second lap. This was actually my fastest lap of the session. So we'll let you guys ride on board for our fastest lap here at Paul Ricard. So let's see just what we can do. So there we go, we come across the line and do a 1:27.542. That was our fastest lap of the session. As you can see, it started to come over pretty cloudy, and literally 2 minutes later, the heavens opened up and it started to rain. I tried to go out again just to see if there was any chance I could get a better lap together, but as you can see, we're already 7/10 down out of the first two corners, so it is way too wet, and it looks like qualifying is basically done and dusted with about 3 more minutes to spare. I tried to carry on, but as you can see, we just end up going around. So yeah, that was a bit of a wasted effort, but anyway, it looks like it's going to be P2, so we're still going to start on the front row, which is pretty solid for our first time out in this league, obviously. Not racing total strangers, I am familiar with a few people in this field. You got I'm a D down there in 13th, Killer Blue down there, Cagino, you got Chapelele there, who's their teammate as well, so that's kind of handy. But you see, Alfa front row lockout, just not in the way that would be ideal. But anyway, over to the race now, and the rain did subside for Sunday, which was very nice, as I can say with confidence, I did squat in terms of wet weather running. I did absolutely none, so if it was a wet race, we would probably be in a bit of strife, but luckily the weather gods didn't punish me like that, and yeah, we were able to have a nice dry race. Strategy, it's going to go soft hard. I think that is just the fastest way around here, to be honest. Fuel, we're going to run with, what are we, about 2.5, yeah, something like that. Anyway, that is the strategy and everything sorted. So, yeah, thoughts coming into this, to be honest, as we set off on the formation lap. I didn't really know what to expect. Like, okay, we've gotten on the front row with P2, right behind Papetum in the Alfa Romeo, or AlphaTauri, excuse me. Oh, how many times am I going to make that mistake? Yeah, let's wait and see. But anyway, I think he is second in the championship, and the championship leader is actually a no-show. So he will be going guns a-blazing, trying to get as many points as possible to close down the gap. And I don't really know how I felt coming into this, to be honest. I didn't really want to get involved or hurt anyone's championship fight, but at the same time, where my mentality is kind of always the same, and that's, you know, we're here to win, so that's just what we're going to try and do. So here we go, awaiting 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix. And away we go. Reaction time was really good, but Papetum gets an awesome launch. Look at that AlphaTauri go. He's already disappeared down to turn 1. We got the Renault up here inside. We're going to have to leave some space there. I tripped over my words there, sorry. But we maintain P2. He runs out wide. That allows Carsbury in the Ferrari to get up into P3. I probably botched that pronunciation as well, so apologies if I have there. But so far so good. We've maintained P2. And we've already lost DRS to Papetum. That AlphaTauri is just gone at the start of this race. So we're going to have to burn some fuel in our RS here just to try and get back within that 1 second window to make sure we can keep DRS and just keep tabs on this guy. But he does seem pretty speedy, it must be said. But anyway, so far so good. No warnings, no damage, nothing along those lines. So nice and tidy. Coming on to the start of lap 2, we've just about stayed within the 1 second window of the AlphaTauri ahead of us. We've almost actually dropped the Ferrari out of 1 second behind us. As a matter of fact, we have now done that. As you can see, the gap is 1.06. So, yeah, at the moment, definitely looks like the AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo have the edge over the field. Onto the end of lap 2 though, the Ferrari has just come back at us ever so slightly. Gap back down to 8 tenths now, and gap 8 tenths between ourselves and Papetum as well, or 7 tenths now, but you know, that's what happens when you go through corners. But anyway, on to the start of lap number 3, the AlphaTauri sets the fastest lap, immediately battered by us with 131.8. Now worth noting as well, this is my very first league race around this track on this game. Despite all the racing that I have done, I have not once touched the French Grand Prix in a league race, so this is all a bit new to me. But we're doing pretty good for ourselves so far. On to lap 6, and my comments from a few moments ago have indeed turned out to be the case, as we now have a 3 second gap for the Ferrari back there in P3. And yeah, we're just pulling away from everybody. Papetum dives into the pits. I make a last minute decision to follow him in there. I was actually going to keep going around to the end of lap 7, but then when I saw him dive in, I just thought, no, we're going to lose too much time if we stay out. So decided at the last minute to peel in, follow him in, and yeah, hopefully a good stop from the Alpha boys would be handy here. Let's see what they can do. Come on, 2.6. We've been held. God damn it. So that didn't quite work, but anyway, Papetum exits the pits. Now we do. Rev limiter is off, and we get back up to speed. and he's actually gotten out of the 1 second window as well. That's the one thing which is really annoying too, about like if you follow somebody really closely into the pits, you can come in and the gap will be about 5-6 tenths, but when you come out the gap is almost doubled. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain how that works, but obviously you can't have unsafe releases, as well, we've seen in real life, they sometimes don't end very well. So yeah, you can kind of understand it, but still pretty annoying. But anyway, we've got to get back on with the job now and try and hunt down this AlphaTauri and get ourselves back in a position where we could potentially try and win this race onto the end of lap 8. And we are back within DRS of the AlphaTauri, thankfully. A few people in the pits there, or I think there were, or maybe I was seeing things, I don't know. But the Ferrari behind us there of Carlsbury, he's actually on the 2-stop. He's pitted for another set of softs, so he's coming at us too quite quickly. On the lap 10 you can see he's only 4 tenths back now on the back straight, but luckily we have DRS off Pepetham to actually protect us somewhat. I'm sorry if I'm botching these pronunciations, guys. I'm not too sure. I'm just winging it. Hopefully they're okay. But yeah, like I was saying, the Ferrari very quick at the moment, but onto lap 12 the softs did go off a little bit, and now we're going to try and attack the AlphaTauri for the first time. We're going to properly try and launch a move, see if we can get into the effective lead of the race. No way through there, however, through that long right-hander. That's just a one-line corner, basically. Very difficult to go side by side, and he defended really well, so there's nothing we could do there. He does have a 3-second penalty as well if you look up top left, so that's something that's worth remembering. Onto lap 15, we're going to try and have another look on the back straight. He defends at the last minute just to stop us thinking about going for a dive, which I was contemplating doing, but now rich fuel mixture, ERS on the exit. We're right in the tail of the AlphaTauri. I probably should have deployed some overtake here, to be fair. Maybe I could have gone the long way around and actually gotten the lead. I'm not too sure. But anyway, once again, trying to look for the over and under, but there's just nothing we can do, as we do have a retirement that is just at the exit of the chicane, and now we have a safety car, and that has absolutely ruined our race, because what that now means is that the two guys ahead of us, Killer Blue and Venom, they're going to get a free pit stop. So now, from effectively fighting for the lead, we're now effectively back down in P4. So yeah, that's really helpful. I'm not too sure what that was for, to be honest. Whether that was just an intentional retirement, or whether he actually made a mistake and he's binned it somewhere, I'm not too sure. I haven't actually seen the stream back. I have actually watched the stream back, but I don't think they actually caught it on camera. But anyway, we exit the pits and we're back in position 5, as one of the Racing Points who was actually behind us, who was on the hards, he has actually stayed out. So that is going to make this restart all the more interesting, as you're about to see on the lap 17. It's a 10-lap sprint to the end here. Now, penalty-wise, I think Venom has 3 seconds. So does Pepetham. Killer Blue, ourselves, have nothing. But look at the top three. They have absolutely nailed that restart. Pepetham caught napping a little bit. So were we, to be fair. We weren't exactly all over him like we could have been. But anyway, we're back to green flag running here with 10 to go. So let's get after it. Rich overtake, trying to get as close as we can. We're not going to be able to do anything here just at the start of this restart. Main thing to try and do here though is just to not get that final warning. I'm on 2, so if I get another one that will be 3 seconds onto the back straight. As you can see, the top 3 fighting up ahead there, and as I say it, that's a 3-second penalty for us, so that will not do us any favours, as Killer Blue, I think, doesn't have anything. Everybody else ahead of us does, apart from the 2 Racing Points actually, so forget what I said there 10 seconds ago. But Pepetham making the move on Neo there, and now we're going to try and follow through Rich overtake. We look to the inside line, down the front straight, new PB of the race 131.6, not too bad. Down to turn 1, up the inside of the Racing Point driver, and we get the move done. That is up to P4, and now we're going to set off yet again after Pedum. I will be brutally honest with you guys, I was getting so sick of staring at the backside of this AlphaTauri. It was driving me insane, but there's just nothing we can do as we say that. He gets a big tank slapper. Now this is definitely going to be our chance. We've waited 19 damn laps to do this. Now is our shot to try and do it. Rich overtake, we look to the outside. Are we going to try and get this move done? He comes over on us ever so slightly. Contact made there. We get a warning for exceeding track limits. That's real nice. Yeah, I don't know what to say there. We probably shouldn't have turned the overtake off there. If we hadn't have done that, we might have been able to get through. But anyway, on to lap 20. We're going to try and make the move on Pedum. Third time's the charm, is it? We actually do get under him this time, but with a better run and traction on the outside. He maintains P3, and this was really infuriating, as I felt like I was quicker, but there was just nothing we could do. He was so quick on the straights, and he was just quick enough through the corners, parking the car in all the right places, wasn't making too many mistakes, and when he did, as seen like 30 seconds ago, we just can't capitalise on it, which is really annoying. But anyway, on to lap 24. Pedum here is going to try and have a look at Csl Elite. Now this is where the race unfolds. He goes for an absolute send, collides with Venom in the Renault. So Pedum is now out of the race, and what this has done now, this has gifted us a shot at a potential P2 as we get the run up the inside of Csl Elite in the racing point. We should get that done, and we do. And now all of a sudden, from basically being a certain P4, now we're here in P2 with a chance. It's a slim chance because remember Csl Elite doesn't have any penalties, but now we are well and truly in the game to maybe snag this win here at Le Castellet. On to lap 26, penultimate lap of the race. DRS on Venom, Rich and overtake. Csl Elite still there, 8 turns back with no penalties in the box seat to win this race. Venom goes slightly defensive, locks up the left front a little bit. We're going to try and get a better run. He's very slow on the entry to the corner there, just trying to stall us out a little bit there, I think. A bit cheeky, but you know, I can't say I've done that, so fair play. We're having a ding-dong fight here. This was really good fun, I've got to admit. One of the best races I've actually had in a long time. Venom, bit scrappy through there though on the final lap, and this is going to be the chance. Well, the only chance that we're going to have. We're going to have to try and get this done. Rich and overtake in the slipstream. We're closing. We're going to look to the inside. He defends at the last minute. We got to go around the outside. We break as late as we dare, and we do get up into the lead here at the French Grand Prix. But now we're going to try and fend him off. We've got no ARS as well, so this is going to be a bit difficult to try and do. I'm not too sure what his ARS situation is, but all I am sure of is his penalty situation. We are ahead of him, and we are effectively P2. He tries to look for the over and under like we did 5,000 times or something like that in this race. Doesn't work, and we should be safe now to bring her to these final few corners and win the French Grand Prix on track anyway, because as you can see up the top left there, Csl Elite still does not have any penalties. So it looks like as we round the final corner here for our debut in TTML Division 1, we are going to come up to the line to win the French Grand Prix on track. But Csl Elite is going to win it on penalties. His first win in this series as well, as far as I'm aware. So massive congrats to him. But, whew, guys, what a race. That was awesome. So there we go guys, TTML Division 1 here, round 5 at the French Grand Prix, and a freaking exciting race. I will be brutally honest, I probably sound a little bit overexcited, but this really was one of the best races I've done in a long time. It was real good fun, just being on max attack the entire race, having to attack and try and defend at some points as well. Yeah, it's just awesome fun. Congrats to Killer Blue again, first win in this series, so massive kudos to him, he drove very well. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, that was an absolute banger of a race. So that's it for TTML. Now, a few things I want to say real quickly. Number one, EML Premier Series around Azerbaijan, that has just been on this morning about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours ago, something like that. So I am going to record that probably tomorrow at some point if I can, and have it uploaded either tomorrow or on the weekend. That is the plan at the moment, assuming nothing gets in the way. So yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to that. But once again, if you've enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really helps out the channel and I massively appreciate it. But yeah, that is it for me today. So until next time, stay safe, look after yourselves, and we'll see you all next time.